When I went to Egypt to do my research, one thing I noticed was that Egypt is a place that is full of mystery.
This isn't just about pyramids or pharaohs. It's about a mystery buried deep beneath history itself. In the scorching silence of Egypt's deserts lie structures and symbols that don't fit the official story. Graham Hancock, writer, explorer, and controversial thinker, has long challenged the mainstream view, asking whether a lost advanced civilization once walked these very sands.
There was a time when ancient people lived here, worked here, and built that entire massive, mysterious city.
His questions spark discomfort, because some of the answers might rewrite everything we know. Could ancient Egypt be the remnant of something far older, far more advanced?
Were ancient people really that advanced as we think when we see these pyramids? Did they really have so much modern technology?
As we follow Hancock's trail of evidence, the past begins to look eerily futuristic. Let's dive in. The Osirion, a temple out of time. Deep in the ancient city of Abydos lies the Osirion, a subterranean temple that seems wildly out of place in Egypt's known architectural timeline. Unlike other temples, it has no ornate carvings, no royal inscriptions, and no clear origin story. Instead, it greets us with massive granite blocks, some weighing up to 100 tons, arranged with a precision that feels almost surgical. The stones were transported from Aswan, over 200 miles away, raising the question, how did the ancient builders move and place them so perfectly? Graham Hancock and other alternative historians argue that the Osirion may predate dynastic Egypt altogether. The lack of decoration, combined with its stark megalithic style, resembles structures found in far older sites like Göbekli Tepe. Could it be a remnant of a forgotten civilization? Even more mysterious is the water. Despite numerous attempts to pump it out, it always returns. Scientific tests show that this water doesn't match local groundwater. It's chemically unique. Some suggest hidden chambers lie beneath, connected to an unknown source. Was the Osirion more than a temple? Perhaps a center of energy, knowledge, or ritual, designed by minds we've yet to fully understand. The Great Pyramid, Egypt's power plant? The Great Pyramid of Giza has never fit neatly into the role of a royal tomb. Its mathematical precision, internal layout, and mysterious materials hint at something far more complex. Graham Hancock and engineer Christopher Dunn have long questioned the mainstream narrative, suggesting that this ancient giant may have been built not for burial, but for energy. The structure is aligned almost perfectly with the cardinal points, and its base is level within a fraction of an inch. Inside, conductive granite beams and insulating limestone walls create a setup that oddly resembles the components of an electrical device. Dunn proposes the pyramid functioned like a power plant, channeling natural vibrations from the earth into usable energy. Even more intriguing is the theory that water from the Nile once flowed through subterranean channels beneath the pyramid, creating resonant energy. Seismic studies have revealed underground cavities and tunnels that could support this claim. If true, the implications are staggering. Was the pyramid designed to generate and distribute power across ancient Egypt? Could the ancients have harnessed Earth's natural forces in ways we don't yet comprehend? These questions leave us staring at the past with new and uneasy eyes. Obelisks, ancient antennas? Rising like frozen lightning bolts across the Egyptian landscape, obelisks have long been seen as symbols of the sun god Ra. But what if they were more than monuments? Graham Hancock and others have suggested that these towering structures may have served a technological function, possibly as energy transmitters. Carved from single blocks of granite, some obelisks stand over 100 feet tall and weigh more than 400 tons. The precision required to quarry, transport, and erect them remains baffling. Conventional explanations lean on sheer manpower and primitive tools, but the scale suggests something more advanced, perhaps lost techniques or forgotten machinery. What truly sparks curiosity is the composition and placement. Granite is a natural conductor of electricity, and many obelisks were reportedly capped with gold or copper. materials known to enhance conductivity. Their alignment with cardinal points and placement on geologically active sites
When you look at the Great Pyramid's alignment, it's aligned very, very close to true north.
lead some researchers to speculate that obelisks may have acted like giant antennas, part of a broader energy network connected to the pyramids. Hieroglyphs covering their surfaces might not just be religious texts, but encoded instructions. Were obelisks part of a forgotten science, transmitting power or information across ancient Egypt? The evidence, while circumstantial, is difficult to ignore. The Great Sphinx, secrets beneath the stone. The Great Sphinx of Giza, carved from a single limestone ridge, stares eternally across the desert, but its silence might be hiding something extraordinary. Traditionally dated to around 2500 BCE, many researchers, including geologists Robert Schoch and Graham Hancock, argue that its origins could be far older. The key lies in erosion patterns. Unlike wind, which shapes horizontally, the Sphinx enclosure shows deep vertical weathering, consistent with heavy rainfall. But Egypt hasn't seen such a climate for over 7,000 years. If the Sphinx is truly that old, it predates known Egyptian civilization by millennia. This challenges everything we've been taught. Even more compelling are the hidden spaces beneath. Seismic surveys have revealed unexplored chambers and cavities under the monument. Hancock believes these may contain records or technologies from a forgotten civilization, possibly the same one behind the Osirion and Great Pyramid. The Sphinx's alignment with the rising sun during equinoxes also suggests it may have had a celestial or energetic function, more than just symbolic. Was it part of a grander machine, an observatory, or something we don't yet understand? What lies beneath may not just rewrite Egyptian history, it may rewrite human history itself.
Now first, like always, be sure to hit the like button down below. It helps us out tremendously with the reach of this video. Thank you.
The Saqqara bird and Abydos glyphs, ancient flight, tucked away in a Cairo museum, is a small wooden artifact that defies expectations. The Saqqara bird. At first glance, it looks like a stylized falcon, but look closer, and it begins to resemble something eerily modern, an airplane. Discovered in a tomb dating back over 2,000 years,
Over 100 years ago, an intriguing object was recovered from this site. It's a small carving made of sycamore wood and over 2,000 years old.
a vertical tail fin and no legs. Engineer Khalil Messiha, and later Graham Hancock, questioned whether it was more than symbolic. Could the ancient Egyptians have experimented with flight? To test the theory, scaled-up models of the bird were built, and to the surprise of many, they could glide. The implications are hard to ignore. Then there are the infamous Abydos glyphs. Carved into a beam in the Temple of Seti-Thurn, they appear to depict modern vehicles, a helicopter, a submarine, and even a jet-like figure. Mainstream scholars call it a palimpsest, layers of carvings overlapping over time. But the shapes are uncomfortably precise. Could these images represent a memory of something real? Ancient technology lost to cataclysm? For Hancock and others, they're not evidence of fantasy, but a warning that our past is far stranger than we think. Tutankhamun's meteoric dagger, a blade from the stars? In 1922, when Howard Carter uncovered the tomb of Tutankhamun, the world marveled at its treasures. But among the gold and jewels was something far more mysterious, a small iron dagger. At first glance, it was beautifully crafted, but unremarkable. Until scientists tested its composition, the results stunned everyone. The blade wasn't made from ordinary iron. It came from a meteorite. This iron from the sky contained unusually high levels of nickel and cobalt, a chemical signature only found in meteoric material. But that's not the only mystery. Ancient Egypt was still in the Bronze Age. Smelting and shaping iron, especially of meteoric origin, requires high heat and sophisticated metallurgy. So how did they do it? Graham Hancock sees this as another crack in the official timeline. The skill required to work on such rare material suggests either lost knowledge or an inherited technique from a more advanced culture. The dagger also held deep spiritual meaning. The Egyptians believed meteoric iron was a divine gift, literally fallen from the heavens. Was this blade a royal treasure, a sacred relic, or a fragment of lost technology? Whatever it was, it proves the ancient Egyptians were far more advanced than we once believed. The Disk of Sabu, machinery from the distant past? In the Egyptian Museum of Cairo sits a strange, dark stone artifact known as the Disk of Sabu, discovered in the tomb of Prince Sabu at Saqqara and dated to around 3000 BCE. It's made from a fragile stone called schist, so delicate it can shatter under pressure. Yet its design is bafflingly precise. With a central hub, 3 curved lobes, and a thin outer rim, the disk closely resembles modern mechanical parts like impellers or turbine rotors. Mainstream Egyptology labels it a decorative bowl or incense holder. But that explanation doesn't sit well with many researchers, including Graham Hancock. Why would such a delicate material be used for something functional, unless it had a very specific purpose? The design itself implies engineering knowledge far beyond what should have existed at the time. Some theorists propose it was part of an ancient machine, possibly used for irrigation systems, energy manipulation, or even aerodynamics. The craftsmanship is so intricate that even replicating it with modern tools is challenging. If the Disk of Sabu truly served a technical function, then its existence points toward a forgotten era of advanced technology, one erased from history, but not from the stone it left behind. We're left with a question too big to ignore. What if the ancient Egyptians weren't just early builders, but the inheritors, or remnants, of something far older and more advanced? From precision-cut granite to possible flight models and energy theories, the clues are there, scattered across temples, tombs, and forgotten objects. Graham Hancock and others urge us not to dismiss these anomalies, but to look again, closer, deeper. Perhaps history isn't just what we're told, but what we've forgotten. The past may be holding a mirror to a future we don't yet understand. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.